and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Prime Time, with an increase in COVID-19 cases, could we see a change to restrictions? Plus, summer interns that worked at some of the government of Guam agencies have not been paid. And entertainment icon Jimmy D has passed away.
Hafide and good evening, everyone. Topping our news, be on the lookout for an announcement of increased health restrictions as early as tomorrow. There's strong indication that the governor will issue a new executive order mandating stricter policies in response to the recent spike in COVID cases.
He's been asking for restrictions for more than a week now.
I guess she had to make the final decision, balancing when the right time to do it.
And according to chair of the governor's Physicians Advisory Group, Dr. Hoa Nguyen, the governor is ready.
I'm pretty sure that I think it's coming out tomorrow or Saturday, but yeah, restriction will be in place on some multiple things, in business and gathering, all that kind of stuff. But the final numbers, she had to put that number out.
Public Health's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Felix Cabrera, couldn't provide specifics, but says the governor is considering multiple options and scenarios.
So right now, restaurants and bars are allowed to be at 100% capacity. And so there needs to be some heavy consideration on that. We've already seen places like New York and San Francisco putting in measurements where you have to be fully vaccinated in order to be able to go into these restaurants or bars and gyms and other indoor spaces. And so that's something that, of course, is being heavily considered as well. And it's also a matter of how to make that practical and not to put a tremendous burden on the businesses here also in terms of how to enforce that and that they have proper guidance as well if that were to be the case. And so that's something to consider. And those that choose not to do it, what are their options also? What I mean by that is a business chooses not to require vaccinations. What are their restrictions instead? And so those are all things that are being there, and I suspect that we'll get some more clarity before the week's over.
With a surge of more than 300 cases in the past 7 days and 17 hospitalizations as of Thursday morning, unfortunately, it's going to get worse before it gets any better.
It's going to take us a while if everyone works together to make this number to go down.
Our best defense?
Vaccinations is absolutely our number one way to stop the spread and to keep this wave from developing even higher.
The executive order is expected to be signed on Friday with a possible press conference later in the afternoon.
Meanwhile, on the mainland, with new evidence that vaccines lose effectiveness over time and with the Delta variant raging, the Biden administration is recommending COVID-19 booster shots for Americans 18 and older. Deborah Alfarone reports from Washington, D.C.
As COVID-19 surges this summer, President Biden unveiled his administration's plans to provide booster shots for Americans 8 months after they're fully vaccinated. The strategy comes from data showing the vaccines become less effective over time.
This will boost your immune response. It will increase your protection from COVID-19. And it's the best way to protect ourselves from new variants that could arise.
3 studies published by the CDC Wednesday showed the vaccine's protection against infection decreased when the Delta variant began circulating. The booster plan includes Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Health officials say Johnson & Johnson's single-dose shot will also likely need a booster, but they're waiting for more data.
I would doubt if we're going to need many boosters when we try to find out the breadth and the depth of the response by a booster. It is really extraordinary. It goes up by multiple fold, at least 20 to 30 fold. So we don't anticipate that beyond this we're going to need anything else.
In his remarks from the White House, the president took aim at governors from several states, including Florida and Texas, who have made efforts to ban mask mandates in schools.
We're not going to sit by as governors try to block and intimidate educators protecting our children.
The president also said his administration is ordering nursing homes to get their staffs vaccinated or risk losing Medicare or Medicaid funding. Deborah Alfarone reporting for KUAM News.
President Biden says the first boosters are expected to be available the week of September 20th. According to Public Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Felix Cabrera, they have the supply of Moderna and Pfizer to administer the booster shots when the time comes. Another Port Authority of Guam employee has tested positive for the coronavirus. This is the fourth COVID-19 case reported in the last 2 weeks. The employee is fully vaccinated and was exposed to a person with the virus who is not with the port. 5 personnel were identified as close contacts and will be scheduled for testing. Although the agency has accomplished herd immunity, General Manager Rory Respicio said they are not letting their guard down as they are aggressively working to get all employees inoculated. With the rise of the COVID cases, Respicio explained that there are more safety measures being put in place.
This Delta variant has presented a clear and present danger to port operations. And so we've continued to take some more extreme measures by doing some things operationally to have those who are unvaccinated versus those who are vaccinated kind of stay within their own sections and with their own bubble. So that those who are unvaccinated, who choose to remain unvaccinated for whatever reason, will be limited in their movement and will be limited in their interactions with those that are vaccinated.
To date, 83% of port employees are fully vaccinated against the virus. And 3 additional Catholic schools have confirmed new COVID infections. The Archdiocese of Agana announced that a student from Bishop Baumgartner Memorial School in Sinajana, St. Francis Catholic School in Jonia, and Dominican Catholic School in Jigo all tested positive for the virus. The Archdiocese and school officials are working with public health on contact tracing. That brings to 7 the total number of Catholic school students who are positive for COVID-19. Earlier this week, we reported 1 case at Notre Dame, 1 at Academy, and 2 from FD. And dozens of students who participated in the 2021 Summer Youth Employment Internship Program have yet to receive their last 2 paychecks, apparently due to a lack of documentation. But GDOE and DYA are working to get payments out by next week. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan reports.
Due to discrepancies like a lack of paperwork such as timesheets, reflection papers, and a final project, a number of interns have not received their 5th and 6th paycheck. There are more than 650 students who joined the Guam Department of Education and Department of Youth Affairs federally funded 2021 Summer Youth Internship Program, or YEAP. According to a memo issued by GDOE recently, a random audit findings of weeks 1 through 4, numerous errors and discrepancies were discovered within the deliverables that need to be addressed before making the final payment. To address the issue, the GDOE project staff and Federal Program Division will continue to conduct review of all intern deliverables. Speaking on the leak, GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez said that the lack of paperwork and documents is what's holding up payments for participants.
And what we did was we required submission of documents, including starting from the basics like timesheets, to account for the timesheets, and then also reflection papers, and then a final project that was due. And all of that had to be submitted as part of the completion of the internship.
Week 5 should have been paid out yesterday. Unfortunately, there are still some agencies that are lacking paperwork for some interns, according to Fernandez. As of today, only 592 interns received Week 5's payment. Fernandez said that for the agencies or interns that did not complete requirements, payment may be prorated in the final week. Payments for Week 6 are expected to be paid out no later than Tuesday, August 24th. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
As expected, Governor Leon Guerrero has vetoed 2 bills meant to amend the local direct assistance law known as the RISE Act. In her veto message, the governor said the act itself was a problem because it appropriated federal funds that the legislature has no authority over. She also criticized its, quote, onerous eligibility requirements, specifically the residency verifications, which she said overwhelmed the mayor's offices. She called the 2 rejected measures, quote, Hail Mary efforts to cure the act's problems and criticized the authors for even presenting her with conflicting bills. In contrast, the governor said her All Rise program not only streamlines the processes, but also expands the eligibility to individuals the legislature arbitrarily, she says, excluded. One of the bill's sponsors, Senator Jim Moylan, said the veto essentially means the governor is refusing to increase the payout from $800 to $1,000. Leon Guerrero did sign 5 measures into law. They restore the original village names of Hagat, Humatak, Maleso, Santa Rita Sumay, and Talofofo. And senators appear to be favoring a more conservative approach as they deliberate on how much they can spend in the FY 2022 budget. Late this afternoon, in a 10-4 vote, they defeated an amendment by Speaker Therese Terlahi to raise the key business privilege tax revenue projection from $238 million to $280 million. The legislature's Office of Finance and Budget had called for the more conservative 238, and the governor's fiscal team had been pushing 280. Terlahi had wanted to put the $42 million difference toward payment of tax refunds. Earlier, Senator Mary Torres offered an amendment to include the nurses' pay increase in the new spending plan. That attempt also failed, but OFB Director Steve Guerrero said he believes the agencies that are employing nurses can absorb the pay increase for FY22 without additional appropriation. Discussion continues tomorrow with about a dozen more proposed amendments. And another lawsuit has been filed against the contractors of a solar farm in Mangilaw for their environmental destruction at Marble Caves. The property owners claim the damage was caused by the failure to construct ponding basins along the 181-acre project site. Tyler Montanani has more.
World Meridian Sessagen LLC owns the property where the historic Marble Cave is located. On their behalf, attorney Mike Phillips has filed the latest lawsuit against Korea Electric Power Company, or KEPCO, and Samsung E&C America, Inc. The contractors are responsible for the construction of over 150 solar panels in Mangilaw. Failure to follow their approved sediment and erosion control plan resulted in stormwater runoff, destroying one of Guam's pristine freshwater sites.
The life that goes on there, the water, the whole surrounding area is likely ruined. And, some things you just can't replace.
According to their approved sediment and erosion control plan, Samsung was supposed to construct 5 ponding basins, but only built 2. The lawsuit claims that Samsung intentionally did so in order to avoid time, cost, and expense.
The fish and the unique life in the pond and everything that makes Marble Cave is now basically a mud puddle.
Attorney Phillips says that when dealing with a corporation as big as Samsung, the only way to deter future problems like this is to not only make sure they're held responsible for all the costs of the repair and any incidental cost, but to seek punitive damages.
Because if you don't, then corporations like Samsung and anybody, even half their size, they're always going to look at the bottom line. The bottom line is always the profits. And so if they can just disregard the environment and disregard rules and stuff like that, because later on they just send you a check, then they're going to continue to do it, because that check is not going to compare to the amount of profit and money they make by these huge projects.
Guam EPA issued a notice of violation against the contractor last month. It proposed $18 million in penalties, but Guam law caps the amount that can be assessed to $125,000. The AG's office has also filed a lawsuit. Additionally, the Guam Contractors Licensing Board has plans to issue an NOV and issue fines and penalties. The U.S. EPA is also expected to arrive to Guam to conduct an assessment for the possible violation of the Clean Water Act. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
U.S. military leaders acknowledged today that they were not prepared for such a sudden and complete takeover by the Taliban in Afghanistan. A scramble is now on to evacuate American citizens and tens of thousands of Afghans who supported the U.S. military. We spoke today with one Guamanian soldier who helped train Afghan troops. He joins the universal chorus of people who say the Afghan citizens who helped America must not be left behind. Former Guam Army National Guard Adjutant General Roderick Leon Guerrero was deployed to Afghanistan in 2007 and spent a year there along with 16 other Guamanian soldiers.
Our mission was to train an Afghan battalion on how to fight.
He says they were very engaged with the locals who were supporting the U.S. military.
There was one interpreter that I knew very well. These interpreters don't go home. They stay on the base because they're afraid of their life and the lives of their family members. One interpreter got caught and he and his family were killed. And so that's how dangerous it is for all these people that help the United States. The Afghan people that put their lives at risk and their families at risk their families' lives. It's important that we show that we appreciate them and we need them and we need to get them out.
Leon Guerrero has been following the dramatic coverage of the chaos in Kabul.
At the soldier level, the tactical, I tell you, it's hard to see. Being there for a year and seeing all the blood, sweat, and tears shed while in the country, it's a hard pill to swallow. Very difficult.
U.S. military leaders understand this and are reaching out to the troops and veterans.
Chief of Staff of the Army sent out a message yesterday saying, hey, with what's going on in Afghanistan, it's going to bring out some feelings and some emotions. So please check on your soldiers.
He and his team members have been getting together just to check on each other. Meanwhile, the U.S. withdrawal is stirring debate over how long we should have stayed in Afghanistan and if we should have been there in the first place.
Going into Afghanistan was very important. And the biggest thing that resulted in going to Afghanistan is we were able to get Osama bin Laden.
But when that was accomplished, Leon Guerrero believes the mission then morphed into one of nation building. He says after 20 years, he personally agrees with the withdrawal. He also suggests that the U.S. perhaps did not learn soon enough from the lessons of history.
Alexander the Great tried to take over that area. The British, the Russians tried to take over that area, and history just repeats itself.
President Biden today said he will extend the U.S. troop withdrawal until the evacuation is complete. And despite early speculation and recommendations from veterans groups and other advocates that Guam could be a processing site for Afghan evacuees, there's not been any official confirmation. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more news right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
And instant prizes from Foot Locker and Burger King. Win the best-selling 2021 Toyota Corolla LE, the crossover SUV 2021 Toyota RAV4 LE, and the dynamic luxury SUV 2021 BMW X1. The more you shop, the more chance to win. In the Micronesia Malls, shop and win.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, health care that's always there for you.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. Local entertainment icon and businessman James Jimmy D. Flores has passed away. Governor Leon Guerrero offered condolences, saying, "Today we are deeply heartbroken by the passing of the local legend whose music has become synonymous with the holiday spirit." Speaker Therese Terlahi offered prayers to D's wife Jackie and his children Jimmy and Jolene and his grandchildren. She said she's grateful for the legacy of art that he left behind. D had often performed at major tourism events with his dance troupe, the Chamaritas, and GVB President Carl Gutierrez and his wife Jerry, who are the godparents for D's children, said D devoted his life to promoting Guam and developing opportunities to showcase our beautiful people and culture. D was also active in business and is the namesake of the popular Jimmy D's Beach Bar in Tamuning. The emergency homeless shelter in Mighty is full to capacity, but as Daniel Perez reports, OHAP and GURA are working to not only open a second shelter, but provide hope to families who need a permanent home to live.
Desiree Camacho has been staying at the Global Dorms for the past 2 months and is going through the process of moving into a more permanent shelter.
I have my paper because they helped us with that paper from Catholic Social Services.
Camacho was just one of the many people who've been able to get off the streets and into the emergency homeless shelter in Mighty. Opened as a result of the COVID crisis, OHAP Director Sarah Thomas Netadog says they've been trying to get more families into more permanent homes by providing wraparound services. Some of those services include providing help with job searches and help for those with substance abuse and mental health issues.
They sit down with these folks and offer these services to them. Now, it's always going to be voluntary, right? They're going to have to consent to participate in individual or group counseling or whatever is being recommended, including, detox and treatment, drug and alcohol treatment. And some do not opt to participate.
The Global Dorms is managed by Catholic Social Services, and according to Netadog, more and more homeless are coming to the dorms seeking shelter.
There are people that are parked outside waiting to get into, that it's just, so there's several families that are also staying in their cars outside and waiting to get in to Global.
Gura is currently working on opening a second shelter here at the Tamuning Plaza Hotel, but Netadog says several issues are still being worked on. For Desiree, though, she's grateful for the shelter and the help she's receiving to turn her life around.
They're doing good jobs. They're helping us get a job, and then they're helping us get help from getting housing.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Daniel Perez.
GPD's Criminal Investigation Division continues to look into a shooting that took place at a home along Tranquilo Court in Harmon Wednesday morning. Police spokesman Paul Tapao said he could not provide any new information because of an ongoing investigation. There's no word on any arrests. As we reported, a man was shot and taken to the hospital. His condition is not known at this time. And we have an update on the officer-involved Tamuning shooting that claimed the life of 49-year-old Failer Fabian back in late June. The Attorney General's office confirmed it has received all reports, testing results, and completed witness interviews in the incident. The case is currently under review by the Prosecution Division, which expects to release a final report and findings soon. According to a release, a knife was confiscated at the scene of the incident. The off-duty officer that fired the single deadly gunshot is back on duty. And the female victim in the auto pedestrian accident Wednesday in Dededo remains at the Guam Regional Medical City. She was brought there following the incident, which occurred just before 6 a.m. along Route 16 near the 7-Day Supermarket. GPD Sergeant Paul Tapao told KUAM that, again, the investigation is ongoing and he could not confirm whether any arrests were made, if any citations were issued, or whether drugs or alcohol played a role in the incident. And snack food giant Hostess is recalling some of its hot dog and hamburger buns due to possible listeria and salmonella contamination. The affected products have best buy dates that run through September 30th, but if you purchase these buns, Hostess is urging you to throw them away or return them to the store where you bought them for a full refund. Alabama-based contractor Cadell Nan JV has been awarded a $36.5 million contract That's for the design and construction of a high bay warehouse at Marine Corps Base Camp Blaas. The warehouse will provide storage and administrative space to support the Distribution Management Office, base supply, and food services. An option, if exercised, provides for the furniture and fixtures. So work is expected to be completed by November of 2023. Sports is next. Don't go away.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Hi, my name is Justine Chu.
Jim Pamplona.
Alexis Sablan. I'm Minami Kramer, and I'm a GTA youth leader.
Because of GTA, I was able to go to Interlaken, a summer music camp over the summer, and I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity.
It helped me pay for my college tuition with a scholarship.
Benefits, including a free phone and a year of free service.
If you're someone who wants to inspire others, help others, and become a better person, this is for you.
Become a GTA youth leader today.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have two of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years. And you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Yes, that song is going to make my roost fries famous. That's what I'm talking about. Now all I need is for you to wear this.
I'm not putting that on.
All I want is roost fries. My new roost fries, only at Jack in the Box.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
KFC Youth Basketball Circuit 18 under division. Warriors taking on Team Yeezy. 11-8 Warriors with a slim lead after 1 quarter of play. Yeezy's D Fiesta pulls up for the long two and drains the shot from up top. Jacob Miranda with the pass to Xander Sanchez, who drives through the lane in traffic. Tough shot drops in for a Warriors score. Lizama goes right through the lane for the shot off the backboard. Both teams pushing the ball up and down the court, looking for transition buckets. Long outlet pass to Ventura, who finishes it off with the left-handed shot at the rim. Carl Vinca goes baseline with the shot off glass. Vinca with 11 points for Team Yeezy. Ventura coming up with the loose ball, drives and comes up with the assist on the play. Warriors start running away with the game in the second half. Kirsten Guzman put up a team-high 13 points for Yeezy. Lizama added 8 points. 3-point shot from the corner is all net. Warriors picked up the win, 54-33. EJ Cruz with the answer, assisted by Josiah Quintanilla. Jumper at the top of the key is money. Cruz with 15 points in his team's win. In soccer news, the Bud Light Women's Futsal League playoffs begin tomorrow evening with a pair of matches beginning at 7:30 p.m. at the Guam Sports Complex Gym. Number 3 Quality Distributors will take on number 6 Metro Pacific Islanders in the first match, followed by the number 4 Heavy Hitters Nutrition Mission Southern Heat against number 5 Sidekick SC at 8:30. Quality previously in a 3-way tie for the number 1 ranked position dropped its final regular season match to the Bank of Guam Lady Strikers 6-3 to finish at the number 3 spot moving into the playoffs. Following the first round of the playoffs, number 2 Bank of Guam Lady Strikers will take on the winning team from the Quality Islanders match at 4 Sunday, followed by Guam Shipyard against the winner of the Heat Sidekick SC match at 5 p.m.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
We knew it was time to make these when we started asking things like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a warm cinnamon roll right now? And why can't this kind of muffin come from the same place as a McMuffin? And isn't your coffee lonely without company from a glazed apple fritter? Well, consider these our 3 resounding yeses. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And before we go, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday on this August 19th to Linda M. Uggan. Linda, you are getting happy birthday wishes from all of your family and friends on this wonderful August 19th. We wish you good health, good fortune, and a great, great birthday.
All right, that was a quick one. Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. That's our report for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great evening.
Local Music Mashup, sponsored by Burger King, BK